Kelly Ripa reveals to Mark it is time for lawyers. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos love to talk about their family and home life on Live with Kelly and Mark. However, on a recent episode, they began to discuss something a little controversial. When Mark made a current remark about their kids, Kelly suddenly made an interesting comment. She said it might be time they got some lawyers. Here's what Mark said and why Kelly thinks they need to bring lawyers into the situation. Live, Mark Consuelos talks about inheritance on a recent episode of Live with Kelly and Mark. Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa talked about a variety of topics. Inheritance came up, and the couple discussed some interesting inheritance facts, including when pets inherited someone's estate. Kelly and Mark were joking, but their conversation led to more discussions about their kids and their future now that they are all moved out and on their own. Kelly said some controversial advice she was given was not to reach out to communicate with their kids. However, she said it was terrible advice if they wanted a relationship with their kids. You shouldn't reach out to them with communication. You should let them reach out to you, Kelly said about the advice. If we waited for that to happen, I guess we'd never hear from said child again. The advice states that sometimes the kids want to make the first move when they leave for college. Kelly asked, what if they don't make the first move? What if you have to make the first move? Kelly looked at Mark and said it looked like they were doing it wrong. Mark and Kelly have 3 kids. Michael graduated from New York University in 2020. Lola graduated from New York University Tisch School of the Arts in 2021. Joaquin is a senior at the University of Michigan. Hotel heiress Leona Helmsley died in 2007. She was 87 and left $12 million to her dog, Trouble. Trouble led a life of opulence while Helmsley ignored every member of her family in the will. However, Trouble died a few months later, via ABC News. On a side note, a judge blocked part of this, only allowing the dog to inherit $2 million. Mark then mentioned that he might do the same thing with his property concerning his will. However, Kelly shot this down by saying, you can't leave property to property, seemingly calling a beloved pet property. Mark dismissed this, saying, I'm leaving everything to Lena. Because you want to skip the kids. What is that? Generational skipping? Lena will appreciate it. Much more than our kids will appreciate it. Kelly Ripa asserts that they must sue Live. Mark Consuelos also said it was a great way to save on taxes by reducing what is left behind. Kelly Ripa also called it a great plan. She continued, saying, you know what? Let's move on to the legal dispute. Let's hire the attorneys now.